AITA for wanting to divorce my husband after I found out he trash talks me to his friends and says marrying me was a mistake. I, 32F, am really struggling with something that happened recently, and I could use some outside perspectives. I'm honestly at a loss right now, and part of me feels guilty for even considering the option I'm leaning toward, but I can't get it out of my head. My husband, 34M, and I have been married for 5 years. We have a 3-year-old son together, and I also have a 9-year-old daughter from a previous relationship. For the most part, I thought our marriage was fine. Not amazing or anything, but fine. Like, we've had our ups and downs, but what couple doesn't? We weren't the romantic couple you see in movies, but I figured that's just part of life, right? You settle into a routine, you argue sometimes, but at the end of the day, we still shared a bed, still made dinner together, still talked about our days. I thought we were doing okay. But recently, something happened that's been eating away at me. A few weeks ago, we had some of his friends over for a barbecue. Nothing fancy, just a small get-together in the backyard. They're people I know fairly well at this point. We've hung out as a group several times over the years, and I always thought we all got along fine. We laughed, ate, and had a good time, or so I thought. When everyone left, I started cleaning up while my husband went to put our son to bed. That's when I noticed his phone on the kitchen counter. Normally, I wouldn't touch it, but a notification popped up from his group chat, and I saw my name. I don't even know what came over me. I'm not usually one to snoop, but something in my gut told me to check it. Maybe some part of me needed to know what was being said. Maybe I wanted to reassure myself that it wasn't anything serious. Well, it was way worse than I could have imagined. I opened the chat, and there it was. A whole string of messages where my husband was trash-talking me to his friends. He said things like, "I never should have married her. It was a mistake, and I feel trapped. She's basically useless, and I have to do everything." He even went on to say the only reason he married me was because I got pregnant with our son, and he felt like he didn't have a choice. I can't even begin to describe how much that hurt. It was like being punched in the stomach. I felt physically sick reading it. My heart dropped. I thought we had a decent marriage, you know? Not perfect, but who has that? I thought he loved me, but seeing him say those things made me question everything. Like, has he always felt this way? Was our entire marriage a lie? And these weren't just offhand comments. They were deep, personal attacks on my character, my worth, and our life together. What made it worse was knowing he said all this to his friends, people we hang out with regularly, people I smile at, make small talk with, share drinks with, and now I realize they've been hearing him call me a burden or say our marriage was a mistake. They must have been laughing behind my back, thinking I'm oblivious to how he really feels. The humiliation was unbearable. I confronted him that night after I calmed down a little. I didn't want to scream or cry, though I ended up crying anyway, but I wanted answers. I asked him why he would say those things, why he would talk about me like that to his friends. At first, he seemed defensive, like I had no right to be upset because I shouldn't have been looking at his phone. But eventually, he just sighed and said, "It's just guy talk. All guys vent about their wives. You shouldn't take it so personally. Just guy talk." I don't know why, but that made me even angrier. Like, am I supposed to just accept that? Am I supposed to brush it off because it's what all guys do? I told him that saying I was a mistake and that he felt trapped wasn't normal venting, that it felt like he was saying he regretted his entire life with me. He just shrugged and said, "I don't actually mean it. I was just venting. You're overreacting, but I don't think I am. How am I supposed to just let that go? How am I supposed to move past the fact that my husband thinks our marriage was a mistake? I thought we were building a life together, that we were in this for the long haul. Now I feel like I've been living a lie, and the way he brushed it off, like my feelings didn't even matter, made it worse. He didn't apologize. He didn't try to make it right. He just told me to forget about it and move on, but I can't. For the past few weeks, it's been all I can think about. Every time I look at him, I hear those words in my head. I wonder if he ever really loved me, or if I've just been some obligation he's been carrying around. It's like the foundation of our marriage has crumbled beneath me, and I'm struggling to figure out what's left. I've tried to talk to him about it again, but every time I bring it up, he gets irritated and says I'm blowing things out of proportion. He says I'm being overly sensitive and that I need to let it go. But I don't think I can. I don't know how to stay married to someone who thinks I'm a mistake, someone who trashes me behind my back. How do I ever trust him again? How do I ever feel like we're partners when I know he's telling his friends I'm useless, and he regrets marrying me? Now, I'm seriously considering divorce. But part of me wonders if I'm overreacting. Is this just what happens in marriage? Do all guys vent like this, and I'm just taking it too personally? I keep going back and forth in my head, wondering if I'm being too sensitive or if this is a real red flag that I can't ignore. I'll try talking to a close friend about it, but she just told me to go to couples therapy, which my husband isn't interested in doing. He says there's nothing wrong with our marriage and that I'm the one making it an issue. So here I am, turning to strangers on the internet because I don't know what else to do. Am I the asshole for wanting to divorce my husband after finding out he's been trash-talking me to his friends? Should I just let it go like he says? Or is this a sign that our marriage is broken beyond repair?